Hello, entrepreneurs, dreamers, business owners, and happy people with high hopes. Welcome to Cashflows with your host, Cash Matthews.
Okay, welcome to the show. We're glad you're here today. This is Cashflows. I'm your host, Cash Matthews, coming to you from the beautiful, sunny Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's 4 degrees outside, and what a great day we're having. This show is about you and helping you overcome some of those obstacles, you know, whether it's life or business or entrepreneurship or family or relationships or health. You know, we talk about a lot of topics here, and it's a great resource. And what we do is we interview people that are out doing the thing in the world that you can get a nugget of wisdom or encouragement from their success, and then you can pass it on also. And we call that concept Fire, Aim, Ready, and it's about taking action. It's not about taking perfect action, just regular old boring action. And with that, I am ready to introduce our co-host and our executive producer of the show, Mr. Kenneth Bauckham. Kenneth.
Hey, how's it going?
Dude, if I was any better, I'd be twins. I got to figure out where that's from. I'm so sorry.
Well, I got to figure out why you say plain old boring action and then introduce me. Am I boring?
That was
that's
not
unrelated.
at all.
Unrelated?
You're one of the most least boring guys I know.
All right, good.
And so we're good.
Well, I'm glad. I try not to be boring because what I like to do is actually introduce our Miss Bites for each of our episodes. Miss Bites.
All right.
And so this is where we get to ask you, Cash, how would you give a Facebook referral?
Possibly the most impactful question that you could ask. You know, this group began, this business owners networking group that many of us are part of, that's spreading through the country. It's the fastest growing networking group in the United States. Just passed over 6,000 members in less than 2 years. And so that's an exciting thing. And you can learn from that we are taking action and lots of great people. But, you know, we go on the Facebook page, Kenneth, and we see people, somebody will say, hey, who's a good house cleaner? And it's one of the biggest categories. And 60 people will reply because they have a favorite, and that's cool. But what they'll do is they'll just type in a name and hope that the hyperlink thing lights up.
Right.
And they don't give any data. And I found out that I am one of the top referral givers in our group, and I want to share with you how I do it. So let's say that I refer you to Jaime Garcia, our guest today. We'll introduce her in a minute, but I think you should use her. So I'm going to go behind the scenes. The other 60 people are floating around in the wind, and I'm going to go behind the scenes and send a message to say, Kenneth is looking for a housekeeper. That's so, hey, Kenneth, my name's Cash. I run the B.O.N.G page, and I wanted to share a person with you that might help you with what you're looking for. Her name's Jaime Garcia. She runs Bright Impact Cleaning, and then I'm going to and here's her information. I'm going to give her phone number. I'm going to give her email. I'm going to send a picture with it, and then I'm going to give an endorsement, and I've used her for 11 years.
Awesome. And
she's somebody that you can know, like, and trust. Because I do, may I give her your number? We've closed every possible loop there. People don't know how to give a referral. Mm-hmm. We just had one on the Facebook page, and there were like 47 people, and they all just put a name up there.
Right.
There's no context. There's no communication. There's no address. There's no photograph. It's just a name. People can't make a decision with a name hyperlinked in blue. Do the right thing. Learn to refer your people out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you'll build. You go refer enough people out, I promise you get referred out in the process.
That's awesome.
That's what happened to me. So,
all right. Well, hey, thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Well, you ready to move on with the show?
Speaking of Jaime Garcia, I believe she's in the room.
Man, that was like Beetlejuice. You just say her name 3 times, and there she is in the office. And if I could turn into her, I would. She's awesome.
You know, what people don't realize is that we're on episode number 106.
Wow.
And what we did is we bought these red headphones specifically to match the color of her hair.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
Isn't that wild? All of our other guests had no idea, but here we are.
Well, all right, here we are.
I have to get a pair.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Jaime, thank you for coming onto the show. You were one of the original early members of this B.O.N.G group. I think when you joined, there were 100 people maybe, or 200.
Yes, I remember.
And it's grown like, I don't know if you've looked at it lately, but I try not to look at it. It's giant. Everybody's joining. And
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but you and I met, if you could talk just for a minute, we met at one of the early Bond groups,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So what was that like for you?
Well, I liked it. I remember going, I've been to many other groups and this and that, but I, I deal with sometimes anxiety
Right.
and, it's just a lot of people you don't know. But when I went there, I felt good. I felt
Oh, yeah.
at home. I just went in. I felt the energy. I remember
Yeah.
that day. I felt like this is my place.
Yeah,
And
very
so I
cool.
remember that, and I didn't ever feel that anywhere else.
Well, we would love to get you back to the event so we can put you on the podium on the big, the bigger.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing to say to somebody with anxiety.
Well,
But
yeah.
but we would, and we're going to get to know you here in the few minutes that we have tonight. But I want to say something about you. And I don't know if everybody knows this, but you were the first person in our group that came up and said, "Hey, I clean houses,
Mm-hmm.
and if you know anybody suffering serious disease, I think
Yes.
you said cancer.
Mm-hmm.
If you know
Yes.
anybody suffering cancer, we want to go clean their house for free."
Mm-hmm.
And that was the
Yeah.
first time I'd seen anybody do that, and that was powerful. And what was the story behind that?
Well, I'm sorry. My mom passed away from cancer, and I seen her. It was a traumatizing
Yeah.
time. So that's just something that I said, what can I do? Or, I have this cleaning business in my hands. I know it's not just clean and make money. I said, what else what can I do? What do I
Right.
have to give?
Right.
I'm like, well, I can give a free house cleaning because my mom always loved her house clean.
Sure.
And and anybody struggling or with any sickness, they don't have the strength to even do
Right.
that. So
Yeah. So what a blessing you've been in this community. And the first time I heard that, I just became a lifetime fan. Because a lot of people are going about their business, but
mm-hmm.
you were more concerned with people over profits.
yes.
And that you would do that led to, there are a couple other people that I shared that story with, and now they are doing it as well.
Yeah.
And so
That's
we're getting, people are being nice to each other,
Yeah.
and they don't have to be. And nobody would fault them if they didn't do it, but they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you started something.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate hearing that. And that's something that this year we want to go even bigger with to
Right.
give more.
Well, so let's talk about where you're from and your family and all those kinds of things. And are you from Oklahoma?
No, I was born in Saginaw, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was raised here. So I always say half Yankee, half Okie.
Okay,
Get a
that
Yoki.
makes you a Yoki.
I just make that up.
No, that's pretty good though. I like that. So we have a Yoki in the office
Yeah.
today.
That's great.
So you've got where's your married, kids,
Yes.
pets? Just give us the update about who you are.
Well, I'm married to Calvin Lemus. I don't know if you met him. Yeah, I think you did. A few
Yeah, I
times.
did meet him one time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have 3 kids.
Oh, boy.
Big kids, my big babies. And I had 2 boys and a girl. And we have pets. Yeah, we have pets. We have chickens. And we have goats sometimes.
Okay.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have dogs in your house?
I have a little Chihuahua.
Okay.
His name's Capone. He's a little black Chihuahua. He thinks he's a big pit bull. That's how they are.
So my wife and I are very inconsiderate. We're like, okay, Jamie's coming in. Is there any way in the world? We have a white lab,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody that comes to our house wearing black clothes walks away looking like a zebra.
Yeah.
Is there a machine or a vacuum system or a blower or an industrial fan that could mitigate that?
Well, a good vacuum, of course. There's so many out there. What we use is the Shark brand.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's really good. It has
Right.
good suction, and you got it. Or lint rollers, it just
Right.
depends on how much.
I think what I'm asking is how to do it, but not actually do it.
Yeah,
I guess it's just hire a housekeeper 14 times a week.
yeah,
The 8 a.m. shift and the 5 p.m. shift.
yeah. That would help.
We had a breakfast at our house, and Serena King was there, and I don't know what kind of pants she was wearing, but it collected all the dog hair.
Oh my god.
And she put a post on the internet and said something like, "Guess where I am." Everybody got it correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was embarrassing right there. So what did you do before housekeeping?
Well, I been working, always working since I was 13 in the
Wow.
restaurants. And then I was, a cashier, and then went into waitressing, and then later had kids in life and stay-at-home mom. And then from there, I can't stay still. I'm like always, this is kind of like,
Yeah,
I got to move, I got to do something. And so I just started selling food, and then I went into selling tamales and stuff like that. And then I went into being a teacher assistant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Lots of people bump into this.
Yeah, it's all good.
Promise you that's not a big deal. So take us from teacher assistant to house cleaner.
Well, I did. I loved being a teacher assistant. It was with Community Action Project.
Okay.
And it was part-time. It was flexible, but the pay was not good. So, I mean, it went all to daycare. I had 3 babies in diapers, so that wasn't
Yeah.
working. And then I had a friend of the family come, and she needed to make money. And she's like, hey, get houses and I'll work for you. And I didn't like that when she said that, because I just
Right.
didn't see myself as, what do you mean work for me? Like, it's not going to happen. We'll work together. And then we started to work and get houses. And, well, I had to step up because I'm the one with the communication and
Right.
dealing with things.
Right.
So that's just how that got started.
So, and how did you come up with the name Bright Impact?
I knew that name it just came to my head. Like, it was God. You know, I'm a spiritual person. It was God, because it was there. I said, Bright Impact Cleaning, brightening homes and impacting lives. And I'd even have
Oh,
my
that's
cards
great.
made.
That's pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah, and I didn't even have any cards made. I just had the name. I didn't really share too much because, I didn't know I was going to have a business, but I knew the name.
Yeah.
So how long have you had the business now?
Well, I actually counted finally 16 years. We're going on 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say 10. I'm like, I think
Yeah.
I'm getting older, so my business is probably getting older.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
forget to go back and count too.
You have been doing this for a little while.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But that's exciting though.
Yes.
16 years.
16 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you knew then what you know now, yes. If you knew then what you know now,
Uh-huh.
would you do it all over the same way?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the questions that entrepreneurs watching us on YouTube tonight
Yeah.
are asking. Is like, what would you do different? What would you change? Who was influential? Like, what happened along the way? Because your business is mature and successful. A lot of people that started their business last week, and they don't know anything, or not that they're bad, but they've got to go through all those steps that you went through.
Yeah, because I went through a lot of, I lost a lot of time. I lost a lot of money, ruined some things along the way, not knowing certain products to not use, on floors.
All right.
Yeah, so you got to be really, well, in the cleaning business anyways. And what I would have done differently is just, I'm a really fast person. Like, I would just, you tell me do this and this is going to help your business. I'm on it. Do it. Like, I opened so many doors
Right.
and invested money in so many places without actually sitting down, looking over everything. This is really going to benefit my business
Right.
and stuff like that.
Was there one major thing that you learned that was like the deal maker for you? Like, I don't know, believe yourself, or, get a mentor, like anything like that you stopped along the way and went, oh, I need to change this.
Well, I did get a business coach.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Talk about that for a minute. I want to hear about that.
Yeah, that's what helped me to kind of like slow my rope.
Okay. And did the business coach work with you once a week or once a month or something?
Yes, once a week.
And
once a week.
did they have an overriding theme for you or your business?
I was a little, because she got me like in the middle of already having a business.
Right.
And so she kind of helped me just align and adjust where I was at.
Okay.
And just kind of weeding out what I don't need. And I was a special customer for her.
Right.
I
But
was
you already had it going, and then you decided to get a coach.
Yes.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would have did that way a long time ago, but
Well, let's talk for a minute about what it's like. I don't know. There's a lot of benefits for it, and a lot of times, and I don't know if you do this, Kenneth, but we get all geared up to go to work, and we're going to kill it, and we're going to do all these great things.
I'm a beast.
yeah.
I'm in the beast mode, but I can't do it until my office is cleaned up, until my space looks and feels right, and I've made my bed, and my car's not messy. Like, I need that to be, I don't know what the right word is, but to be productive, to feel right.
Yeah.
So what are the benefits of a clean home, car, office? Talk to us about what you've seen.
Well, I mean, like what you're saying there, that's true. I feel that anywhere it frees you, like it gives you that energy flow. I mean, like freedom for the people to be able to use their time to be with their family, or self-care. So having a clean home has many benefits, even mental.
Right.
I don't know if I'm saying this right, but like mentally, it's good for mental health.
I totally believe that.
Yeah.
That if you're struggling, depressed, not doing very well, not very effective, take a day off. And this is why you're important. Because you do things in a way that are just better. Like I could hit a home run for me cleaning the house, but for you can do what I do in your sleep. And that's why we should have a professional come out who knows how to do it.
Yeah.
And what's hard for me is easy for you.
Yes.
And I think that's what makes a business.
Yeah.
Yes.
We start to bring value. Do you have any of those stories where you went into a house and it was just so bad? Do you have any of those?
Well, yes, because we actually do hoarding cleanup. Hoarding. Some people know what it is. Some people don't. It's just a house that's filled with stuff. Sometimes we ran into some that are infested.
Okay. Didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And sometimes the exterminators or pest control, they cannot.
They still have room to work.
They won't do it. We have to clean first.
So do you'll make it where the bug and rat people can get in.
Yes.
And so you get involved probably on an emotional level with the hoarder person.
Yes.
I bet that's interesting.
Yes. We have, I had a lot of times I go in, I don't judge. I go in, I sit maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Like they have to gain their trust.
Right.
And then I had we've dealt with people that were struggling with, that came out of addiction.
Oh.
We helped them get him back on his feet. And he just was so pleased with us that we didn't go in and shame him. But it was a bad situation.
Tough situation, yeah.
Then we had another lady one time. We've had people reach us from out of state here because they can't find people to do these types of jobs. And anyway, so one lady, we helped her mother-in-law get home. They didn't know how she was living. And then a lot of times family members find out when the person gets sick or goes into the hospital.
Oh, right.
And they won't allow them, the nurses they find out or doctors find out, they won't let them go home.
They won't release them to go back into that environment that got them in the hospital, probably.
Yeah, and she probably needed to go to a nursing home, but a lot of times at the age they want to be in their home. So we were able to help keep her in her home. The daughter-in-law was so happy. They flew in, saw the house, and she called me crying and said, Jaime, you don't know what what you did for us. She goes, my husband, I've never seen him cry. He's a tough guy. And when he walked in that house, tears were just rolling down his face because, I guess she had a problem when she was younger, and he remembered that. And he said it's been a long time since he's seen his house like a home again.
Right. Well, that is a great story, and thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Before your next story, we are first going to go into the studio, and we're going to take a brief studio break to say thank you to our sponsors.
Okay.
This episode is sponsored by MFP, My Financial Plan. With My Financial Plan, keep everything you own in one secure, accessible place. See everything you own and know what everything is worth. Benefits include a personal financial website with daily balances and budgeting tools. It's accessible anytime, and you can get it for yourself at joinmfp.com.
All righty. Well, thank you for that, Kenneth. I always love hearing from our sponsors that they're so good to us and keep us going. We're talking today with Jaime Garcia, BrightImpactCleaning.com, BrightImpactCleaning.com. Say how the name again. It's Bright.
Bright Impact Cleaning.
Yeah. But you said something Bright Life.
The tagline,
Yeah. Brightening homes and impacting lives.
Brightening homes and impacting lives. What a cool name.
I love it.
And it just came to you one day.
Yeah.
That part to me is probably the coolest, that you have that intuitiveness to pick up on that.
Yeah.
So, when I found out you were coming in, and I know some other people that are in the industry, have you ever cleaned up a crime scene?
Oh, no.
Oh, because that's weird, right?
I thought about it.
Yeah. I mean, it takes some special.
You got to be tough.
Yeah, well, I
for
think
that
in Oklahoma it takes a special licensing or procedure. You don't have that license.
No.
Yeah, don't get it. I don't.
No.
I don't want to have those stories the next time you're on the podcast. Like, I don't even want to say. But
oh man.
yeah. So, like, what's? People shouldn't live in shame, but they do. Mm-hmm. And how do you work through somebody that is just ashamed of their house?
It's a gift, and I know. God gave it to me because when I go in, I even pray sometimes. Most of the times I pray all the time, but I'm like, when I'm going to a situation like that, I just God let me go in there and bring them peace, let them
bring some peace,
comfort, to them. And I don't know, I just have it. Like, I just know how to talk to people. It's the gift, just to be patient. And I just reassure them because they'll say, I'm sorry, because they're so embarrassed sometimes. And most times, and I just kind of even give them a hug.
I think like when you said you were cleaning hoarder houses, and that's a special gift, and I want to come back to that in a minute. Mm-hmm. And I want to hear a little more about all the services you do offer. But the hoarding thing, having a relative that was a hoarder, and not of great things, it wasn't like they were hoarding diamonds or silver or gold or anything. Mm-hmm. But watching it up close and knowing how tough it is for some people to let other people see how they live.
Yes.
Yeah. So, let's talk then about your company and all the things that you guys do offer, because I bet it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, start from the top.
Okay. Well, we do residential maintenance. So we'll maintain homes, commercial, make-readies and move-outs, which is we do for like property management companies, apartments.
Right.
New construction. So we pretty much do everything, all the area cleanings.
Right. Do you all do carpet cleaning?
Well, that we don't do.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I know somebody.
Oh, yeah. I got a
in
guy.
the group.
I got a guy. Do you want to say who that is? Is it somebody in our group?
Yes.
Who is
Chase Chapman.
Chase Chapman.
Blue Dog. Carpet cleaning.
Yeah.
When do you think these are going to be released? Will these be released and on the market by the 20th?
Oh, I don't know. That's what we're aiming for. We're trying to get them out this week.
Yeah. Okay. I have something to say about Chase, but I don't.
But he's on episode 78 for anybody who wants to jump back there and look for it.
Yeah. Well, no, it's something beyond that.
Okay.
It's just a bit too early, but
okay.
I'll just say I'm a big fan of the guy.
Yeah.
And so he's done some work for you.
Yeah, he did my carpet a few times at my house, and I'm always recommending him, referring him out.
He's a nice man.
Yeah, he's helped me a lot too. Like I'll call him once in a while. I gotta, because I just kind of look up to him and his business also.
I do too. When you get to know him, we had him in here, and he did a great job, and his one-on-one was great, and we've just become friends. And that's the part I love about it the most, is you can become friends with a guy who's just great at what they do.
Yes.
And he's open about it, and he's willing to help anybody.
Yeah, he's my friend.
Yeah, well, I was really glad that you said that. Well, I want to go back to the hoarder question because it bothers me. Mm-hmm. So how do you start with that? Because it's such an unusual situation. There can't be a license for it, and there can't be training for it. But maybe there is. How do you get started?
Just to understand correctly, how to get started in doing those types of jobs, or how do we do those jobs? Sorry.
Well, one day you have to go, hey, I'm gonna clean hoarder houses.
Well,
what was it like for you? How did you get started?
I just got that call, and I didn't know what I was going into, basically. when I got a call. My friend needs help. It was actually a guy from California. No, I'm sorry. That was another person. New York. I remember this one. His friend was sick. He said, my friend's sick. I want to help him. I just heard his place is bad. I don't know how bad it is.
Right.
And then I went, and it was bad. I mean, he didn't even have any good food. Like, everything was rotted.
Oh.
And he was real skinny, and he was sick, and he was laying in bed. But when we finished, I didn't know what to do. I said, I got bags. I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm really strict about disinfecting and cleaning correctly as it is. So I told the girls, I said, hey, we got this job. Put your gloves on, put your booties on, put your mask on, do this. Make sure if you guys do it right, we're not going to have no problems. Nobody, there's nothing to be worried about.
Yeah.
And we got in there, knocked it out. And I'm going to tell you, that guy got up, and he had a big smile on his face.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Like, we just cleared out all that negative energy, all that sickness, all that. We go in there, and it's like,
Right.
we're blessing the home.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Do you do thing with do you take air cleaners? I mean, I don't know
Yes.
how big. I bet it's a big job.
Yes. Yes,
Wow.
we take air cleaners. Sometimes, too, we haul off trash, or we have to get a dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first one, and then I started getting more calls. And that's where in the business, I'm like, okay, I clean houses. I'd ask God, I said, okay, what more am I supposed to do with this business?
Right.
I just felt like there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more than just
and you bless
cleaning.
those people in a very big way.
Yes.
I've been in 3 hoarder houses. One was a relative, and then one went to an estate sale one day, and I just seen it, and I popped in, and it was near the end of the day on Sunday, and they were done, and there were 3 women in there, and they were just overrun. They were exhausted, and I'm looking around, and the house was still full, like completely full. And I'm like, hey, y'all, how'd your sale go? And they're like, it's one of the biggest sales we've ever had.
Oh, man.
I'm like, you sold something? And they went, oh, yeah. And you still couldn't walk through the house. That had 2.5 days before that. And
Yes.
they're like, honey, have you ever been in a hoarder house? And this was the worst thing I'd ever seen.
Yes.
And I'm like, not like this. I mean, it was just jammed with everything.
Yes.
And then I saw one more 3 months ago, one of the members of our group. Hey, my grandmother my aunt has a hoarder house. Can you come and look at it? Because I love buying out estates. I'm a junk dude. Can we leave that out? I don't want my phone to ring on that one. And I went over and we looked around and I told the guy, your grandma's not a hoarder, not even close. She's just messy, and she wasn't hoarding anything. But it's an extraordinary moment when you meet somebody. And I think that's kind of their culture, maybe. So anyway, enough about that. But, I mean, you did it, and now you're known for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I just started getting more calls, and I said, okay, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is how we're going to mark,
Right.
in the cleaning industry
Okay.
here in Tulsa.
Well, so in your business, what's the hardest thing you have to deal with? What's the biggest challenge for Jaime Garcia?
The challenge is just, I was got to think about that. Computers, doing like the office work.
See, I am not the only one.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I honestly love cleaning. I would actually like to do it, but I have to be an office person.
So you're more the manager now than the cleaner.
Yes.
How many people are working for you?
8.
Wow.
Yes.
So it's really grown.
Yes.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you go out in 2s or 4s or?
Teams of 4.
Right.
It just always. Normally it was 3, and then it kept going to 4, and kept going to 4, and I'm like, okay. So we're at 4.
two teams. They
teams
go
of
out and they
4.
just tackle a house.
Yes.
So they're in and out in 90 minutes.
Yeah. They can get it done quick.
That is awesome.
On the regulars or basic deep cleaning stuff.
Right.
The hoarder houses, of course, will take about a couple of days. Or maybe in a day. We can still knock it out.
Well, that one that I saw down in Austin, that was I won't go into it, but I'll just tell you it was a lot of work.
It is.
You can go. Are there things you don't do? I mean, you do baseboards and ceiling fans and all the basics.
Yeah.
Do you? I had this question the other day for somebody I was talking with about it. You know how your refrigerator gets all this gunk on it and on the back on the coil? Do you guys do anything with that?
We have before, if they ask for it, like to pull out the
Yeah.
refrigerator and clean
Well,
all
the
that.
refrigerators have that back coil on them, and they just collect a lot of dust.
Yeah.
And they have to be cleaned or they're not effective.
Uh-huh.
And,
Well, we don't specialize in cleaning those, but, we'll somebody wants it and they pull it out, we'll do
Okay,
it.
do you clean dryer vents?
No.
That's an interesting. We have a guy in our group that's a dryer vent cleaner. We've got so many cool people. We have a dryer vent cleaner and a poop scooper, and there's some amazing.
good.
All the
There's-
important things.
There's a job
yeah.
for everybody. For
All righty.
sure.
So we're with Jaime Garcia. Jaime, what are you passionate about?
Well, a lot of things. But I like to support like ministries. I'm
Right.
passionate being involved in people that are out there, especially people that are out there in the streets.
Oh yeah, especially
reaching the people.
when it's cold like now.
Yeah. I'm a part. I joined the. Oh my goodness, I'm going blank. I'm sorry.
That's kind of hey, turn 62. Tell me how that goes.
With the Demand Project.
Okay.
Jamie, I don't know. Her name is Jamie too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
she's-
remember her.
Yeah, and so we partnered up with them against child sex trafficking.
Yeah.
So they're really doing some big things. So I'm part of that, and just like being involved in
Right.
anything that's helping people
Right.
out there in any kind of way.
Well,
That's my
we
passion.
admire that about you. We are with Jaime Garcia with Bright Impact Cleaning, brightimpactcleaning.com. You can you have a Facebook page as well by the same name.
Yes.
You can find her on Facebook, MySpace, somewhere on the internet. TulsaB.N.G.com. We'll have this video up there on TulsaB.N.G.com, and you can find her in the Facebook group Tulsa B.O.N.G, Tulsa Business Owners Networking Group. She's been a prominent member there almost since day one, and we're so appreciative for that. We're going to go back to Jaime real quick before we wrap up, and we're going to get a golden nugget. Is this a biz bite?
Yeah, we can do it.
Can we give her the biz bite routine?
We can do. It's the Biz Bites. Biz Bites.
We like to have fun here, Jaime. Tell us real quick what's some information you would give, some encouragement that you might give to somebody.
Well, tomorrow's a new day. The next day is, if you didn't get it right, anything's going on, or you feel like you're stuck, tomorrow's a new day.
All right.
Just rest and get out there and go again.
All right, Jaime, thank you for being here. We so appreciate it. We're here with Jaime, and she owns Bright Impact Cleaning. Jaime Garcia at Bright Impact Cleaning. Man, what a way to finish with my tongue all tangled. BrightImpactCleaning.com is where you can find Jaime Garcia. And with that, we're going to wrap this up, Kenneth.
All right.
And go on to whatever's next. So first of all, thank you all for being here today. What a great honor it is to serve and hang out with our friends and talk about the good things, the good life, the pursuit, and with our motto, fire, aim, ready. Sometimes it's just hard in life and hard in business. And I have a visual imprint that we're just a bunch of us arm in arm, gently walking each other home to a better conclusion each day. And I hope that's you. And so with that, let's all be nice to each other. Let's make good choices for our family. And more importantly, let's forgive somebody today that absolutely doesn't deserve it. Forgiveness is not for them. It's for you. And letting go of those chains and those ropes that tie you down so that you can get on with whatever's next great in your life. So to our friends out there liking us, supporting us, promoting us, and sharing us, thank you. And we're very, very glad you're here. This show is Cashflows, and this show is just for you.
That's our show for today. Stay tuned for another riveting edition of Cashflows.